Welcome friends to Excel beginners and advanced tips. Friends, hope you are all well. Friends, yesterday we saw how to enter data in our product field, product sheet and supplier sheet. And friends, as you know that I am trying to create a retail shop management software with the help of VBA application. And now friends, today I will move to my next step, that is how to enter data in this sheet. This is the purchase sheet, friends, and yesterday I showed you that this sheet having these field names: purchase date, supplier ID, supplier name, supplier bill number, product ID, product name, quantity, rate, amount and transaction ID. Here friends, we will enter data through a user form. So let's go to the user form. Here you can see this is our purchase user form. We have already completed product entry form, supplier form, and now we will try with this form. Here you can see different controls: text box control, combo box control, and labels. Here is another label, and this is a list box control, and this is a label and another label, and I have taken another label here. Friends, you can see if I run this, whenever I click, the combo box 1 has been added to supplier name, and if I click on the supplier, you can see the supplier ID is being displayed beside the supplier name combo box. Similarly friends, when I click on the product combo box, if I select any product, you can see the product ID, and beside you can see here it is now 0. It will show you the current stock of the product. So I have showed you how the combo boxes added item while initializing the form, at the time of initializing the form. So just going back to initialize section to see this again, going back to the initialize section, you can see here the initialize section here, and this is the codes I showed you yesterday for adding the values to the combo box 1, that is the value of supplier name, and the value will be taken from the sheet 2. Similarly, the value of product's name taken from the sheet 1 has been added to combo box 2. Here you can see up to this section I showed you yesterday. And friends, you can see another thing here, that is when the user form, that is our purchase form, will be loaded, the values from the sheet 3 will be taken by our list box control, that is this list box control. This is the list box control. Just going back, you can see I have done this type of addition or adding item to list box several times in my last videos. So friends, just take a quick look. List box 1 dot column count is equal to 10, because you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Sheet 3 has, our purchase sheet contains 10 columns. So here I have taken the list box 1 dot column is equal to 10, and column count, actually column count is equal to 10, and now list box 1 dot add item. Here you can see the index is 0. Here this means the first column of the list box will be added the value from the first column of sheet 3. You can see this. Here I have counted the total number of rows in sheet 3, that is our purchase sheet, and I have taken the help of a for loop, and I've started from row number 3 to 0. That means the variable here, this is the variable where the total number of rows existed 3, because you can see here the data entry will be done from the third row. Here you can see. So I have written here from 3 to 0. 0 means the total number of row. Here you can see adding the in the list box, in the first column of the list box, that is 0 index, will be assigned the first column of the sheet 3. Similarly, the second column of the list box will be assigned the second column of the sheet 3. Similarly, it is the third column of the list box and the third column of the sheet 3, our purchase sheet. Similarly, I have taken the, you can see the 9th column of the list box will be 9th. Actually, this is the 10th column. This is the 10th. 9 means this is the 10th, because I have the list box column number column number automatically assigned from 0 to 0, starts from 0. That is, here it is 9. This means the number of column in the list box is 10, is the 10th column. This denotes the 10th column of the list box, and I have assigned the value of sheet 3 column number 10th to this column number 10th of list box. Thus friends, when the form will be initialized, it will take the list box 1, that is our list box 1 will take the value, will add the value from sheet 3. Now no value will be added, because you can see in the back end the sheet 3 is blank, no purchase has been done yet. So friends, this is the initialize section, and friends, here you can see I have added another thing in this change event of this product name. You can see yesterday we saw up to this section, that is how to add product name to our combo box 2. Product name, actually product ID to our for at the time of selection of combo box 2. That is, the product ID is being displayed in this level. The select if the combo box 2 dot value like sheet 1 dot cells. Here I plus 2 means here I is equal to 0. I plus 2 means here sheet 1, you can see, you can go to the sheet 1. This is from this row, that means the second row. So I have added 2 here, and then if it is found, if the combo box 2 dot value, that means if this is the value, if the value, just going back, I have told you, if this value, if the value, that is the product name is matches with the product name of sheet 1, that is product sheet, you can see the back end of the form, that is the second column. If it is matches, then the corresponding product ID will be displayed here, P1. You can see if I choose sugar, then it is P3. Then if it is matches with this second column of the sheet, that is the product name, then you can see the product ID will be displayed here in this level. You can see the level here. You can see the level. Sorry, this is the first level. This is the level, and the next level here you can see another level, LVL stock. I want to know the stock whenever the product will be selected. Therefore, I have written the single line of code. I have used this for current stock, I have used this function, that is sum function. And sheet 3, actually sheet 3 dot range gg, you can see, you can go back sheet 3, here it is the sheet 3, and you can see the gg column holds the quantity of the product purchase. So the total column will be summed if the sheet 3 dot range ee is equal to lbl pid dot caption. You can go to the ee column, here it is the product id, if matches, if this product id matches with the product id, that will be displayed here whenever we select the product name. So thus friends, this is the codes written, just added in the combo box 2.change event, you can see. Thus friends, up to this section we can clear this up to this section, that is, this will be, you can see, just going back, if I select, the stock will be displayed here after the product code. So then it is for quantity and rate. Now friends, I want to move to add button, how to add these items. Okay friends, so I want to show you another thing, that is rate or quantity. Here you can see friends, if I give 20, you can see a 0 is being displayed here. If I say type here rate 10, you can see the quantity and rate is being multiplied, and the amount is shown, is displayed to 200. So how it is possible? Then going back to understand this, just click in the text box, that is text pqt, you can see this is the name. Just double click here, you can see the change event of the text pqt y, that means our text box, that means our quantity text box. Here I have taken a variable x, and here I have multiplied the value of the product quantity with the multiplied the value with rate of the product, and then I have assigned the LBL payment amount dot caption is equal to x. Here you can see this is our, going back here you can see this, here is a, you can see friend, here is a level, here is a level friends, and the name is LBLP amount, product amount, you can see LBL product amount, and this amount will be assigned here, this amount will be assigned to x. I have written this line of code in the change event of this text box, that is txt pq product quantity. Similarly, in this section, that is in the rate text box, you can see the name txt product rate, p rate, product rate. Just double click it, here you can see the change event. We can see the similar formula has been applied, that is product quantity will be multiplied to product rate, and LBL product amount dot caption will be changed to, will be assigned to x. That means we will take the value of x. So here you can see how it is being multiplied and shown in this LBL payment, LBL product amount, LBL P amount, PAMT means P amount, product amount. Here you can see friends another level, here you can see P sum, that means a purchaser can go to the supplier and he can, or the purchaser can purchase several items under a single bill number. So when when a single bill will contain more than one product, then it will show the product amount, and simultaneously it will show the all the products, show the amounts of all the product. That means it will be shown a cumulative figure where under a specific bill number. Therefore I have used this list box, use this label, and I have named this P sum, product sum. So friends, just going to the add button here, where I am if you see the code, then you will understand how this will be activated. So friends, going back to the add here, don't see the above. First see here to addition, to add data in sheet 3 purchase sheet. Here I have activated sheet 3, that is our purchase sheet, and I have counted the total number of blank rows, total number of rows including the next blank row, and I have assigned this variable eRow, end of the row. Then I have taken a variable dim as date, and I have txt date dot value. I have assigned d to txt purchase date. Here you can see this is the purchase date. I have assigned this with the here I have assigned this value that will be entered in txt pdate text box to d, and then I will display the date here, the first blank row. Here the eRow means the first blank row. Here it will be first column of the blank row. Actually the first column, this is the first column of the blank row, immediate blank row. You can say the date will be displayed, purchase voucher date will be displayed. Similarly, the second column of this blank row will be has been assigned to LBL supplier ID here. Similarly, the third column has been assigned to combo box 1 dot value, and the fourth column bill number, and the fifth column product ID, sixth column combo box 2 dot value, that means product name. You can see here product name, and combo box 7, and the seventh column has been assigned to product quantity, and the eighth column has been assigned to product rate, and the ninth column has been assigned to total amount. Here is the total amount of the product, LBL amount. Actually this is the not total amount. Here it is the product amount of product. You can write amount of product of product. Here you can say amount of product that will be multiplied value, and then here you can see the 10th column will be assigned the product ID, and ID will be taken the value from the previous row plus 1. That means you can see in the sheet 3, this is the ID, the previous row is 0, and ID transaction ID TID will be started from 1. Here I have taken this as a 0, and this will be the 1, and then 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, then it will be 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Thus the transaction ID will be unique, and we can use this transaction ID for deleting, updating the required record. So friends, I have written this line of code. Our transaction ID, that means the column 10th of the row, blank row, will be assigned the value of the column 9th. You can see row minus 1, that means the previous row of column 10th plus 1, that is transaction ID. Here you can see friends, cumulative sum of same bill number. Here you can see this level will be assigned the value of cumulative sum. So going back, here you can see I have written a SUMIF function. Here you can see first I have added the value of the I column. I column means you can go there. I column means total amount will be added. Here you can see application.worksheet function.SUMIF if SUMIFs. sheet 3 dot range II, that means that amount column will be added if comma, you can see the syntax, you have to follow the syntax here while writing some if functions like this. Sheet 3 dot range, if this is equal to the bill number, what will be given in the bill number text box. If this is equal to the bill number, sheet 3 dot D column, you can see here, you can see the bill number. If this is matches with the value that I will give in the bill number text box, and if the value of A column, you can see you can see the purchase date, everything should be matched. The purchase date, if it is matches, if the column AA, that is the holding the purchase dates, is matches with the value text p date, that means the date I will be giving, I will give to the date text box. And then if this is matches, and then another condition BB, if this is BB, here you can see BB, what is BB? Supplier ID must be matched. 3 criteria must be matched. Supplier ID if matches with this supplier ID dot caption, that means here you can see, if I click here and select, you can see here beside this supplier ID is being displayed. This also to be matched. Therefore you can see 3 conditions must be matched for addition of total sum, that is our cumulative sum. And then I have assigned psum dot caption, you can see this is the caption, you can psum, this is the name of the label, and the caption of the label has been assigned the value of, you can see I, this value. Thus friend, we can get cumulative sum of same bill number. Okay friends, then I have then you can go up little bit, and you have here you can see the statutory checking of the blank fields where we need to enter records. This is the purchase date field, purchase date text box cannot be blank. This is the supplier's bill number, this value cannot be blank, and quantity, and this value, this text box value cannot be blank, and the rate, here you can see the rate value cannot be blank. So I have checked if this is blank or not. And finally at the end I have you can see this, I have cleared the product ID dot caption is equal to blank, combo box 2 dot value, that means the product name, and product quantity and rate, I keep it blank after addition one item. I did not keep another item, that is supplier ID, blank, because the same supplier is supplying more than one product here. So just run this program section, and you can see here friends, if I click, just run this, here purchase date, say anything 18/4/2020, supplier name, say this is, I select the name from this list box, bill number say 10/19/20 2019 to 2020. So, briefly we can write like this, 1920 financial year or 2021 financial year, you can say like this 2021, bill number 10, and product name say Atta, and quantity say 10, and rate, if I rate 20 rupees per kilo, and if I add, see here the item has been has been added in the back end, you can see in our purchase sheet. Here you can see that the cumulative amount has become 200, and if I purchase another product from the same supplier in the same date, you can see, then we don't need to type again purchase date, supplier name and bill number. So I am purchasing rice here, you can see. So quantity 20 and or 20 or 30, you can say 30, rate also 30. Just you can see, if I add this, you can see the total amount of the two bill, that is, one is atta 200 rupees and rice 900 rupees. So the purchaser, that means the shopkeeper, will have to pay 1100 to the supplier for this bill number, that is 10-2021. Again, if I purchase sugar here, quantity 50, and if I take rate 50 give, you can see the amount is being 2500, and when I add this, you can see I have to pay 3600 for this bill number and bill date and supplier, to the supplier for this bill number only. So so friends, we can purchase many things at a time from a supplier with a single, under a single bill. And friends, if I want to view, print preview this bill total amount, I click, we can click the print bill option, and before viewing the print preview, we need to refresh this. Here you can see, just refresh. See, our product has been added to our list box, because if I click on the refresh button, the form has been initialized for the first time, and you can, I have already shown you how this listbox.1, this listbox has taken data from the sheet 3 at the time of initialize. You can go there and see the codes again. So friends, now I want to print this bill number. Just select any of these. You can see the bill number here, 10-21, 2021, 10-2021, 10-2021. If I select any one of these bill number, any one of these, that will show the bill number. You can see 10-2021, and then go for print bill section. Here you can see, thus a print preview will be shown. Here supplier name will be displayed, bill number will be displayed, and bill date. Not bill number is not being displayed because I need some change here. Just going back, print bill number, this section need to be displayed here. Just copy this and go there, and here you can see C4. Actually C4, you can see product. Just going back to this sheet, here you can see this C5. Actually this, the value will be C5, cell address will be C5, so this will be C5. Purchase date, again going back and print preview. So before viewing the print preview, we need to clear the previous bill first. Just clear this, just click on this clear preview section. I am clearing the total rows. Successfully cleared previous bill. Then again I will click and print preview, go for print preview. You can see supplier name, bill number, it will be in text, so the format of the cell need to be changed. Just going back to the cell, and you can see change the format cell. Here I want to text format, because bill number will be the text format like this. So going back again and clear the print preview section, and successfully cleared, and then print bill. Sorry, we need to select a bill first. Select, this is the bill has been displayed here, and print bill. You can see here now, see supplier name, bill number, and bill date is being displayed, and total items, product ID, product here, and quantity, rate, amount. We can adjust this, adjust the print preview later, but this is the code, friends. How to show the print bill option? We can go there to our print bill option to view the codes here. So going to the print bill option, here you can, I am activating the sheet 4 because you can see 1 2 3 4. This is the sheet I am activating to see the print preview. So here I have written sheet 4 dot activate, and then I have counted the total number of rows in the sheet 3. You can see here from this sheet the data will be taken from this sheet. So I need to count the total number of row, and for x is equal to 3 to t row, that means this variable up to this row of the sheet 3. Then I have used an if statement, that is if sheet 3 dot cells x comma 4. You can go back to the sheet 3. This is the 4 if this bill number matches. Only if this bill number is matches, you can see. If the sheet 4, you can see 1 2 3 and 4. If this is matches, or so if this is like purchase form dot text bill number dot value, that means this bill number, you can see this bill number here. This is the bill number, text bill number. If this is matches, if the bill number of the text bill number text box is matches with the bill number of this section, so here I have written this code. If this is matches, then the cell address, you can see cell address C2 will hold the combo box 1 dot value, and the combo box 1 dot value, what is in the combo box 1 dot value? This is our combo box 1. This is a supplier name, like this. So going back and print, here you can supplier name and bill number, text bill number. This is the C4 cell will display the text bill number, and C5 cell has been assigned the payment date or bill, or you can see the P date means bill date. You can say bill date. This is the bill date. Will be assigned to C5. And then friends, then I want to move to my fourth sheet, that is I want to count the total number of I want to count up to the blank row of the sheet 4, and then I have assigned the first column of the blank row of the first blank row product ID. Here you can see x comma 5 from the sheet 3. You can see here this is the loop started from here, and I have taken the reference of x, that means product ID from sheet 3, and product name sheet column 6th of the sheet 3, and product quantity column 7th of the sheet 3, and product rate column 8th of the sheet 3, and product 9 and amount that is the column 9th of the sheet 3 has been assigned to the fifth column of the sheet 4. Thus friends, I have printed all the required columns in my sheet 4, that is the print sheet. Here I have moved one row further from the row, and I have given a dash sign so that it can look that the bill is being closing. The closing is the closing line of the bill, and then the second I have moved another row further from the row, that is the +2, and in the same column, and here I have used the sum function, only sum function, to calculate the total amount, that is sheet 4 dot range EE. You can see you can see, go to the sheet 4 here. This is the sheet 4 and the column will be sum. So that's friends, E column, you can see this column name is E and it will be sum, and end if and next X. Thus I got the print preview option of the bill of the bill and containing more than one products. And then I have unloaded my purchase form and print preview here sheet 4. I want to get the print preview of sheet 4, that is print bill of the supplier, and then I again showed the purchase form. Thus I have written the code in print bill option. Again friends, I am moving to clear view option. So while clearing the view, just few lines of code to delete rows of print bill sheet. That means to make it ready for getting another fresh bill from the supplier. So I have counted the total number of blank row from the sheet 4, and I have taken it offset 4 because there is one for dash, that is closing, and again I moved plus 2. I showed you little earlier. That means it will sum the value of the total amount. So I have given 4 row, up to 4 row further from the, I want to go up to 4 row further from the blank row of the sheet 4. Therefore I given 4. Then 4, it will work if you give up to 3, because up to 2 there is our data or something while printing. While you saw in the print bill command button, I moved 1 row further, so it will not be any problem. So for then I have assigned this for r is equal to IRO is equal to IRO to 9. That means you can see up to 9th. You can see this is the this is the first column, this is the first row, this is the 9th. We need to delete up to this section. That means from here to here to here to here and up to here. This is the up to 9th row. So therefore I have written this for r is equal to itero to 9 step 1 by 1 will be deleted up to the 9th row, and from the bottom up to the 9th row. Okay, and rows I have selected the total rows with this command, and then selection dot entire row dot delete, and then I have next r. I have concluded the for loop with next r. Message box, here I have given successfully cleared previous bill. You can see if I click on this deleted, you can, and successfully cleared previous bill. Okay, thus friends, I can got the commands. I wrote the commands of clear print preview command button within clear print preview command button. So friends, moving back, now we want to see the update and delete refresh. So going back to the update command, friends, if I go back, so here if I want to update it, just select this, and you saw add button has been disabled, so there is no chance for multiple entry of a same record. So I have disabled the add button whenever I click on this. If I want to update this transaction ID, you can see friends, beside the selection you can see a number is being displayed. Here it is 2. If I click here, it is 1, and here it is 3. So how it is being displayed, and how all the controls getting the data from this list box. So I have done this in other forms earlier, but here I want to show you once more. So first learn this. Just double click here, you can see the list box click event. In the list box click event, I have first enabled the command button 1 dot enable is equal to false. That means our add command button will be disabled. Okay, and then I have counted the total number of list from the list box 1. It will start from 0 to the last row of the list box minus 1. It is the total, that is the total number of list. And then I have assigned these fields or assigned these controls. You can see assign this text box pdate is equal to the value from the first column of the list box. Similarly, the second column of the list box has been assigned to lbl sid.caption, that is our supplier ID. Similarly, the third column has been assigned to combo box 1 dot value, and similarly the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, all the data is taken from the list box control, list box column to the controls of the user form like this. So I have concluded in the x loop, for loop with next x. So thus friends, whenever I click or select any record, the data are being displayed in the respective controls of the user form, that is our purchase entry form. So thus friends, and here you can see here another control, you can see lbltid. This is the another level, and here the transaction ID is being displayed. If you go right, you can see the transaction ID 1, 2, 3. I have done only 3 transactions here up to this point, so here it is 3, here it is 1. Thus the transaction ID will be displayed, and if this transaction ID will match, if this transaction ID matches, then the records will be deleted from our sheet 3, that is our purchase sheet. So this is so I displayed this transaction ID here beside this. Here you can see, here you can see, here you can see 1, 2, 3 transaction ID are being displayed. Just here now I will move. I have completed this, the click event of list box 1, and now I want to move to the update section, and you can see just update first anything. So if I update it 40, you can see the amount has become 1200 whenever I update anything, any record, or 50, you can see 2000 has become. So if I click on update, it will be updated. You can see 2000 has come. You can see in the back end of in the sheet 2000 has come. So friends, how it is update? So just going back to update command button, command here to see view the codes. To update records, sheet 3 dot activate. I have activated sheet 3, and I have counted the total number of rows in sheet 3 because I want to update records in the sheet 3, and sheet 3 is our purchase sheet and it's a vital sheet. So I have done many things with this sheet. Then I have taken a for loop for x is equal to 3 to 0, and if lbltid dot caption is equal to sheet 3 dot cells x comma 10, that means the transaction ID if matches with the transaction ID of the user form. Here you can see the friends here you can see this is the transaction ID is showing beside the selected record of the list 1. You can see here too, if this matches, if this transaction ID with the matches with the 10th column, that is J column, you can say, see here back end in the back end of the form, you can see that TID in the J column. Here if this is matches, then it will be go for deletion, then deletion will be, then updation, sorry, then updation or deletion whenever it will be required. Here I am doing with update. So first see this, then the updation will be done. That means the values of the respective column of the sheet 3, that means column 1 of the sheet 2 will take the value of this control of the user form text pdate. Similarly, the second column will hold the value of the control of the user form 3, user form purchase user form. Next combo box 1 dot value will be assigned to the third column of the sheet 3, and similarly bill number will be assigned to the fourth column of the sheet 3, and similarly the LBL PID will, PID means product ID, will be assigned to the fifth column of the sheet 3. Similarly all the columns up to ninth column, because transaction ID will not be changed. The values within transaction ID will be changed, the other controls may be changed, but transaction ID will not be changed in the update command. We just updating the records, we are updating the fields of the under the transaction ID. So here I have taken the data from the controls of purchase sheet under the these are the controls, friends, to the sheet to the sheet 3 under the columns name 1 2 3 4 5 one by one. Thus friends, I have concluded the if function here and if statement here, and I have also concluded the for loop with next. Then I have refreshed this. Thus friends, updation is taking place. Whenever I update this anything, it is being updated. Click on update, it has been updated. You can see 1000. So friends, exit. No, don't exit first. Then I have similar thing has been given to our delete option. Here you can see here to delete I have again match the transaction ID here. So I have counted the total number of rows in sheet 3 for x is equal to 3 to 0 and sheet 3 that activate if this caption equal to the total equal to the value of the 10th column of the sheet 3, then total rows will be selected, rows x will be selected, and then I have given a precautionary message that the answer is equal to message box within quote sure to delete this record VBS comma delete record, and this is the name, and this is the statutory message, and this is the command button. This is the button yes or no. If answer is equal to VV yes, then selection dot delete will be deleted. End if, and this end if for this section, and this end if for this section, and then next concluding the next with the next x for this section. So thus again I have refreshed the user form, that is our purchase form, and show the purchase form again. So thus friends, we have deleted. We were just if we want to delete any record, so here you can see transaction ID is being displayed here, you can see, and this will be deleted. Here if I click on delete, sure to delete this record, yes, transaction ID has been deleted. Second transaction ID has been deleted. Thus friends, deletion is being taken has been done. And friends, here you can see another thing, that is refresh. Just only 2 line of codes has been given here on error, unload and reload. That means unload user form and unload the purchase form, and purchase form dot show again. Here we can assign another thing, that is if I click on the refresh, our add button to be enabled. So to enable the add button here friends, just go there and just copy this section and go back and just click on this refresh button, refresh command, click option, and here enabled is equal to true, so that whenever I click on the refresh button, if I click on in the list box, the add button will be disabled, and if I click on the refresh, the add button will be enabled. So thus friends, I have described in my own ways all the command buttons, I think all the command buttons here, and then I will discuss about exit. Exit means nothing friends, we will move back to our menu form, and here you can see unload user form and user form 1 dot show, that means this user form will be shown. Here I have created this menu. You can see this menu for these items. Here just double click here, you can see I have designed this menu, and if I run this and if I go to the product entry, you can go here If I exit this, product entry will be, and we will come to our main menu and supplier entry and supplier this, exit this, and purchase entry and exit, purchaser quit, it will be quit from the Excel. So just a few lines of code. In this line of code I have taken a label and I have given the color as I wanted. You can give the more better color. So friends, just see the codes. Product entry, just double click here, you can see the unload user form 1, that is our menu form, that is user form 1. I have unloaded it first and then product form dot show. User form 1 has been unloaded here, and then our product entry form will be shown. Similarly, here in the second, you can see in the supplier entry, you can see unload the user form 1, that is our menu form, and the supplier form will be shown. Similarly, I am going back. Here you can purchase entry form, unloaded the user form 1, that is our menu form, and then purchase form will be shown. And here in going back to our menu, and in the quit section I have first saved the file, that is workbook. With this line of code, workbook, I have given the name of my XLM macro file. Macro means the codes, the VBA codes are written in a Excel file called a macro Excel file. So an extension is XLSM. So I have written this line of code, workbooks, within bracket and within quote the file name and dot save. Before quit, we want to save our records, so save, and then application dot quit. So friends, this is our menu, and just go and you can take another product entry. So product name, say anything, oil, oil, unit 2, unit pieces, oil or soap, you can say soap, 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 unit pieces, add. This is being added. Just after adding, we can go back to our main menu, and supplier, go to the supplier, we can add another supplier and exit to the main menu, and purchase, we can go to our purchase form and exit. And if I quit, I want to click on the quit button here. So friends, today up to this section I described my codes, how a purchase entry form can be designed and can be activated. So I hope friend this will be little helpful for you, and if this is little helpful for you, please subscribe this channel friends, and it will be a great boost for us. Thank you friends, thank you very much once again. Take care.